Ferngully, The Last Rainforest. Over the years, Ferngully has gotten a bit of a bad reputation. Ever since its release in 1992, people have been discarding it as one of those bad animated films of the 90s that has to be a musical because Disney was dominating the industry that way. Some other examples include Quest for Camelot, The Swan Princess, Thumbelina, and more. However, this film also has the reputation to be the quintessential animated feature with an environmental message, and considering my past experiences with other animated films like that, I have a bit of a bad feeling about this. But will this find a way to plant something that can grow out of my expectations? Or is it really as toxic as those other bad Disney ripoffs? Let's find out. The story. I might as well get down to the biggest reason why this movie, stands out more than the rest, the environmental message. Because that's what this film is all about. It's not really the characters and what they go through, but more on the land of Ferngully itself and how important it is to the life that lives in it. There's no doubt that it is obvious with what it's trying to say. It doesn't hide the message or subtly bring it up. It makes it the main attraction of the entire movie. In fact, the film actually adds more to it to make their message even bigger, like making humans look terrible, and every time a tree is cut down, the movie actually stops so it can mourn for that tree. Heck, it would even go as far as ending the movie with a message that says, "For our children and our children's children." Now, considering how environmental messages are so annoying in recent animated films, you'd think I would pull my hair out and go on a rampage after seeing this. Actually, no. In fact, the way this film explains it is much better than the other recent films I've seen. Allow me to explain. The problem with the other films is not the environmental message itself or that they keep on repeating the same thing. No. It's the way that they bring it up. Often, the message would have nothing to do with the rest of the movie, it's suddenly brought up at the last minute, it halts the entire film to explain the issue, and it changes the tone of what the movie's originally going for. Here, however, they keep the message at the same level throughout the entire film, making it easier to understand not only the message itself, but also the overall tone. It's pretty obnoxious with it, sure, but it's better to have it that way than to bombastically get it at the last minute. That, and the fantasy element makes it more interesting. It really enhances the world of Ferngully and gives the audience a reason to protect it from the evil hands of human destruction. Some may argue that the movie is annoying with its message. Maybe, but at least it stays true to itself as an environmental film. The animation. No matter on what side of the fence you're in with this film, there's no denying that the animation is just absolutely gorgeous. Not only did they make the concept of their version of Ferngully sound good, but the animators managed to make it look good as well. They know how to make it look so immersive and so big from the point of view of the fairies. That, and even the fantasy element comes into play here. They give Ferngully so much magic that it gives itself that wonder in what else lies in store in that jungle. It also helps that the backgrounds look great on their own as landscape paintings. For the looks of the characters, there's a mix of everything here. Some look a little more realistic like the animals, some have a more Disney-esque style to them, and others have more of a cartoon flair. However, they all seem like they could all be a part of the same world, and sure, some designs may look more familiar to others, but they manage to look like their own thing, giving out an overall design that's not only unique, but professional looking as well. Plus the fact that with the combination of the fairies and the grand scale of the jungle, there are times when it feels like they are paying homage to the Nutcracker Suite segment from Fantasia. Even the character animation is very well done. Not just on the human and human-like characters in a more realistic manner, but also on the non-human characters where the animators expressed a lot of creativity in them, especially in characters like the ecstatic baddie or the goopy and smoky Hexus. If forests and jungles actually look this good, then I can understand why this movie's asking us to save them. The characters. This is probably the biggest reason why people say that this is copying Disney. All the characters are pretty much the kind that you'd normally find in a Disney animated feature, especially the ones during the beginning of the Disney Renaissance. Krista is the free-spirited and curious female lead, Zack is the male maybe love interest, Pips is the big shot of Ferngully that has the hots for Krista, Batty is the pop culture spewing comic relief, Magi is the wise elder that helps Krista, and Hexus is the villain that embraces how evil he is. We all know who they are, and the movie doesn't really care much to give them some development either, resulting more in a cast that's more forgettable to say the least. I wouldn't really blame the characters themselves though, considering how, like I said before, the movie does focus more on the land of Ferngully than them in order to emphasize more on its environmental message. However, I'm not gonna say that the characters are bad. Sure, they copy other Disney characters, but they're not terrible or annoying that would make the movie insufferable to watch. In fact, there are some that have a bit of charm in them. Zack, for example, is not only the other main character that suddenly got himself into this mess, but also the one that the audience could relate to the most. As the movie progresses, both Zack and the audience understand more about Ferngully itself and the real damage it causes when a tree gets cut down. Other characters that have charm includes the ones like Batty and Hexus, not because of the characters themselves per se, but more because it's the actor that's doing their usual shtick. Like Robin Williams is just being Robin Williams, and Tim Curry is just Tim Curry. The characters may be Disney ripoffs, yes, but they're fine as they are. The songs. Oh god, what can I say about the songs? They are cheesy, they are hammy, they are corny, they are cheese-filled ham with a side order of corn. And in a bizarre way, they kind of work. I know that sounds weird, but here's the thing. The movie is already corny from how seriously it takes its environmental message, so no matter how dumb they sound, they fit right in the movie. Like some of the characters, there are some that sells it because of the actors performing it, like Robin Williams with Batty Rap, Tone Loc with If I'm Gonna Eat Somebody, or Tim Curry with Toxic Love. Of course, there are a few others on the side like Raining Like Magic or A Dream Worth Keeping, but they play them during the montages when Zack and Krista are together in Ferngully, so the focus would go more on the visuals than the songs themselves. However, no matter which song it is, they really can't stand on their own. Like I said, they only work in the context of the movie. They're extremely cheesy and dated for the 90s because the movie is. Without it, they're just extremely cheesy and dated for the 90s. But even at that point, there are some that are just too much, even for this movie. Like Batty Rap can get pretty stupid, and Land of a Thousand Dances is just way too corny and way too 90s, even for me. Technically, yeah, the songs are pretty bad, but some are in a good way. I might sound insane for saying this, but yes, in its core, Ferngully the Last Rainforest is a dumb and cheesy Disney ripoff with a really preachy environmental message. However, for what it is, it's actually pretty good. To its credit, the animation is great, some characters are enjoyable, and even the message is told pretty well. Well, at least better than others. If you're able to look past all its corniness and deal that it's an obvious environmental film, you might find something that's kind of fun to watch. I'm not saying that it's one of the best animated films of the 90s, but I won't say it's one of the worst either. Hey guys, this is AniMat. Now, I'm probably as surprised as much as you guys over the fact that I ended up liking this film. Even with all its corniness and the major preachy environmental message, who knew? I ended up finding its charm. Go figure. Plus the fact that some of you may have expected that I would use a Captain Planet joke for this, but for those of you who have seen Ferngully, would probably understand that this movie doesn't need a Captain Planet joke. I think that little message of for our children and our children's children did the job for us already. But, okay, enough of that now. It's time to move on to the next review, In the Animation Hat. And, by the way, if you would like to suggest an animated film you would like me to review and that I would put in the animation hat, then write me an email at animatsreviews@gmail.com. Alright, so let's get to it. Gotta pick a... no! What? Okay, now I'm starting to the point where, like, things are falling. Yeah, like, okay. Okay, anyways, I got one. Yeah, some fell. Oh well. Alright, the next review shall be... Ah! No! Jesus, no! It's time. It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I come face to face with my arch nemesis in form of an animated film. Get ready, Lockwood! I'm coming for ya!